Hello viewers, welcome to Vector Canoe Tutorials. So in this video, I'm going to show you about how to work with Capel browser. It's going to be a detailed walkthrough of all the functions and its purpose, which I'm going to explain throughout this video. So let's get started. As you could see here, this is the Capel browser. So once if you have opened the Capel browser, it will be an empty one. So it will be something it look like this. You will have some general syntax already available, but then there won't be any codes into it. So this is a sample.can file which I just prepared in order to show as a demo to you how the structure, overall structure should look like and what are all its purpose. So firstly, in this detailed walkthrough, I would like to show you about the options or the functions that we have it in the Capel browser, the menu functions. Firstly, we have three menu functions here: home, filter, debug, and layout. In the home function, as you all know, it's a general editing function. So to paste, cut, copy, and paste. For that purpose, we have some clipboard related options available. And then we have the compile option. So here you have two options. One is compile and one is compile all. The purpose of compile is if you click onto this compile, it will compile this particular file, the current file that we are into. That file alone, it will be compiled. And there is another option called compile all, where what all the files which you have opened here, which are active, and also the files which is linked, all the files will be compiled all together. So remember, compile will compile the current file, and compile all will compile all the active windows which is opened. So that is the purpose of this compile option. And then we have the import environment option. So Canoe or Canalizer. So this is where you can, if you click onto this Canoe or Canalizer, it will import the environment from your Canoe, vector Canoe. So now, right now, I didn't open the Canoe, so I cannot show this option in detail. But I can, if you are in need, drop me a comment so that I will put a separate video for that, explaining in detail about import environment. But right now, import environment, when you click it, you're supposed to have your Canoe open so that it will import all the environment data from that configuration to this file. And then you have the navigate backward and forward and then go to line. So this is something like going backward and forward, and go to line is something like if you click, it will ask you to which particular line you wanted to go to. So when you enter the specific line, it will go to that particular line. And this is required when you have a code huge number of lines of codes, and if you wanted to navigate to that particular line, this will be helpful. And then you have the expand all and collapse all. This is just meant to expand all the codes, and then collapse all will compress all the codes, and it will show you only the functional outline. So that is the purpose of this expand all and collapse all. And then we have the general find. We have two options. One is like quick find and find in files. When it is a quick find, it's going to be only in specific current file, and find in files is something like where you wanted to find it in all the document, or all the open documents, or it's going to be the current document, and then you're going to select it and you're going to find it in all the files. The same way, replace is something like you're going to find it and then replace it, and it's going to be in two ways. One is like quick find and replace, and this replace will do it in your current document. And there is another options like you can you can replace in files, so you can replace it in all the files. So that these are the two options. And then select all is general select all, and we have the comment out and uncomment. So comment out is something like, as you all know, we can use comment out is nothing but you can do backslash. You can do two backslash at a time to say it as a comment out, and in order to remove it, you just need to delete it off. This is one way of commenting it out, and the other one way is slash asterisk, and then you have to again put asterisk and slash. This will comment that particular line. And there is another way of doing this commenting and uncommenting. That is nothing but this option. So you have to select the concern, your your line which you wanted to comment out, and then if you click comment out, it will add the double black backslash um, on behalf of you. So that is the purpose of it. And the same way you can select the concerned line, and then you can click on uncomment. Will it will remove the comment code, and then show generated code. This I cannot show you right now because this is something like if there is any, if you have generated a configuration through model wizard generation, so there some of the autocode generation will happen, and this autocode generation will be visible in the code. And if you wanted to expand it for that purpose, you can select this show generated code. So those are the generated code through model wizard. So right now this code was fully done manually, so you cannot we cannot see it right now, but that is the purpose of this option. And we are going to the filtering option. Filter, this is purely based on the protocols, based on the bus systems, based on the protocols, based on communication, diagnostics, tests, and IOs. We will be having a lot of filtering options available. And in as overall, we can reset to the default, or we can activate all the filters, or we can deactivate all the filters. So that is the purpose of this configuration overall. But if you see here, when I click right now, the CAN is enabled, so I could have the bus systems with respect to CAN. But if you're working, if you are working for a Ethernet specific capital code, then if you select that Ethernet, it will enable the Ethernet section, so that you can add codes with respect to that, uh, with respect to the Ethernet events. Right now we have two Canon Ethernet was selected. You can also deselect the protocols as in what when you need it. So that is the purpose of this filtering through bus systems. Um, the same way based on the protocol this is. So for example, if I wanted to put like an XCP or CCP protocol, if I select that, it will display the XCP or CCP protocol. Then if you right click, then you will find all the event handlers with respect to those XCP or CCP related things. So it's quite easy that you don't need to go and um, do the coding right from the scratch. So here, if you just click onto this to the concerned event, the concerned syntax will appear in your Capel browser. So that is the benefit. That's a plus that you will have it. It's quite easy to do it in this way, rather than entering the code and remembering things. The same way for this is based on the communications again. If I select the AutoSAR PDU, then AutoSAR PDU specific event handlers will be displayed here, like something like on PDU option. So um, I'm deselecting that. And then this is based on the diagnostics. For example, if I select the diagnostics here, you will get a diagnostic specific event handler, and you will have a lot of diagnostic request and response commands listed down here, so that you can make use of these commands as you need it if you're performing any diagnostic specific coding. Now I'm deselecting that, and then we have some test support, and then we have some IO specific filters. So that is the purpose of this filtering option, and I'm going to the next section is on the debug. Debug right now I could show only on the um, um, this breakpoints and all. It'll be enabled when we're running this code. Right now I'm going to show the toggle markers, so bookmarker. So bookmarkers, why we need it's something like, for example, this particular place I wanted to add a bookmarker, and then I wanted to again take this as a bookmarker. And this is something like if you selecting specific bookmark, it's like the same way how you have it in your reading books. The same way you can bookmark any particular functions or any particular line as you need it. And then when you click onto the go to previous or go to the next, so now I'm into this one. If I select on the go next, it will go to the next bookmarker, which I've already entered. So that is the purpose of this bookmarker. So I'm clearing all, and the final one is on the layout. So layout, we have some various sections like split, horizontally and split vertically and split height splitter. So this is to split between the windows. So if I select the split horizontally, if it is nothing but we have two sections. So one is like the top part, and then the bottom part is quite. You can add multiple files in such a way that uh, you can add this horizontal or vertical in such a way that you can do the coding by referring to any other file, and then it'll be helpful in terms of your coding and referring and coding. So for that purpose, or even for the analysis purpose, this horizontal and vertical split will be beneficial for you based on the monitor aspect that you have it. And then if you click onto the hide splitter, it just removes the filtering aspect. And then this is again like a grouping. You can it's a group that you can do it on the horizontal or vertical side. And then you have some activate. Activate is something that it will make the concerned file as active. So now if I select activate a Lin library, it means that it goes to it makes the Lin, I mean, sorry, library.syn file as an active file. If I go and select the sample.can, it will. So it's quite easy that if you click onto it, it will just list down all the files you have already opened, and then you can select any specific file, and then if you click onto the activate, it will activate that function so that it will become your current active window. So that is the purpose of this activate option. And symbols, so symbols is nothing but these are all, it's going to be the Windows option, so in which symbols is nothing but when you click onto it, it will display the symbol specific data. So like here it will list down all the um, it will list down all the CAN network signals, and it will also list down all the variables, environmental variable or system variables, and um, other options. So that is the purpose of this window. Then the same way for the most symbols, if I select it, will show the symbols which is specific to most network. And if I select on the CAPL functions, so it's quite interesting function. So here you will find all the functions which we had used in this particular sample.can file, so that you can refer to that, and then some user-defined groups if we have if you have done it. So here all the grouping was done on the function. So this inside this functions you will have multiple functions listed down as an internal thing, and also it will list down all the system specific functions. So this is really a helpful window. If you always keep it aside, it will be assisting you in terms of it will show the available functions what is required, so you can search it based on the specific functions you wanted to copy from the library functions which is available in the system itself. So that is the system functions. And even handlers is something like whatever the system that we have enabled over here, like systems, value objects, and can, those even handlers will be displayed over here, and you can just expand it and then you can do it. So here you're supposed to right click and then you have to see it. But the easiest way to do it is something like it will here you can see all the respective functional syntax that you can just double click on it so that it will be visible over here in the active window. So it's quite easiest way to write functions, function calls, and so on. So that is the purpose of this CAPL function. And then output. Output, if you click it, it's already displayed at the bottom. So this is majorly to display your after you do a compilation, how many errors or how many warnings that you have it, and of course the associated details. For example, now I delete a semicolon here. I supposed to get a parse error at line number 34. So if I do a compilation at home, you see here, like, yeah, sorry, it's at line number 35. I get a parse error because I have an error at the semicolon. So you see, you're getting the details like what is the error that we have it that we encountered during this compilation, and the details with respect to that error. So it is a parse error, and what is the type of the error. So if you rectify it and then if you do a compilation, it just vanishes off. So that is the purpose of the output. And then the find result is again like when you are trying to find a specific data, then it will list down all the files and all the path of the file, and then the uh, and then where it was found, the string or character that you're searching for. And then this is the bookmark window. So as I told earlier, this bookmark window will show you the bookmarks that you have already selected. Right now we don't have any bookmarks marked, but if you, for example, now I'm going to lay a bookmark at this point. So you see, and then I'm going to put a bookmark over here. This is my second bookmark, and third bookmark is here. So if you could see, the moment at which you're activating the bookmarks, it will get displayed in this bookmark window. That is the purpose of this bookmark, so that you can always click onto that concerned thing, and then you can go to the concerned functions quite easily. So that is the purpose when you're writing a huge lines of code, programming. There, this bookmark feature will be very much helpful. The same way for the breakpoints. Breakpoints, again, as I said earlier, during the running we could do it, but right now I cannot show that point to you. And then the final one is the reset views. So we modified a lot of windows here. If you click onto the reset views, it will display with the overall default views of all the Cabal browser, which is like inbuilt default views. It will go back to the old one. So this is all about the Capel browser options and its functions in detail. I hope so. Like this video would be quite helpful in terms of understanding the Capel browser and its basic functions. If you like this video, please hit on the like button and click on to subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel so that all the concerned videos with respect to the tutorials on Vector Kano or Canalizer or Canapi will be, you can find it in these channel. Thank you. Thank you all for your watching. Bye bye.